Hello there. Welcome to Calm Spa. The spa designed to relax and unwind you from your busy day. Now, I believe that you are booked in for a Gua Sha facial treatment. Is that right? Perfect. Now, before we get started, I'd just like to do a little skin assessment. This is just a visual thing for me to see if you have any areas that we need to work on a little bit more. So, I prefer to do treatments without gloves, but obviously my hands are all nice and clean. So let's just take a little look. Okay. Have you ever had a treatment like this done before? No. Okay. Well, you're definitely in the best place to get started with this. It's a wonderful treatment. Some people who are looking for anti-aging alternatives to things like Botox injections actually say that just by regularly having this done or using the tool at home, you can actually see an improvement in the skin's firmness and with things like fine lines and wrinkles. Generally speaking, it's a really lovely, relaxing treatment with a lot of benefits to the face. So, I think you're going to enjoy it. Okay, so looking at your face, it's in lovely condition. But what I'm going to focus on is the cheek area. So I'm going to do this motion along with the Gua Sha tool, and that will just plump, increase circulation in this area as well. I'm also going to go underneath the eye, just very gently. And that should help to start improve the appearance of just some little fine lines, which often come with things like smiling, which is a wonderful thing, of course. But if you'd like to improve that, then we can do that. Also around the chin and jawline here, I'm going to use the tool along here. We never work in downwards motions. This is all about lifting the skin up. It's also a wonderful tool to help with things like lymph drainage, and basically it just depuffs the skin and gets the circulation going. So you should see an improvement in your jawline, which is always good for anyone. And I'll just work a little bit on the forehead, again just to improve the texture of the skin. So, I believe you did fill out our form which talked about allergies and things like that. Wonderful, and I think your skin was okay, wasn't it? Perfect. Always, of course, like to double check, but I am going to be using a serum today on the skin, which is why we need to check. So the serum that I'm going to be using is one of our favourites here, and it is the Radiant Life Pure Vitamin E oil. Vitamin E is one of the best oils, in my opinion, that you can use on the skin. It's just going to improve the appearance of the skin, and I personally, you can use a cream or a serum or an oil with the Gua Sha tool. I personally like to use an oil. I feel it just slides over the skin a little bit better, and some serums can get just a little bit sticky, so this is much more free flowing. So I'll give you a little smell if you want to have a smell there. It's very, very subtle. Yes. Is that a scent you like? Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So let me place that down a second. So the process begins by me massaging or I should say applying really, into the skin the oil using these tools. So we're going to be using some Sigma skincare brushes, specially designed for skincare. And these are wonderful because they come with an array of brushes to do all different things, and here we're always looking for new ways to apply serums and oils to the skin. So you've got one that can apply a clay or mud mask, one to apply a serum, one to apply a moisturiser, one to apply a whip gel, an eye cream one, and one to scoop and mix skincare products. So I think today we're going to use the serum one. So let's get that out now for you. So the brush looks like this, and it's very, very soft. And it's wonderful because you can just see it's slightly lighter on the top. So we can actually apply our oil directly to the brush. You can apply the serum oil to the skin first, but I quite like to do it to the brush. I just find it evenly distributes it a little bit more. So I'm just going to gently just sweep it over the skin. And you can see it just distributes it really nice and evenly. The serum or oil, is wonderful for the skin, all areas. I'm going to take it down to the jawline and the neck, and you'll see I've applied it to your nose as well. Want to apply it everywhere, even if it's not a place where we're going to use the Gua Sha. I'm also going to use a jade roller on the skin as part of the treatment, because they both go hand in hand really, just a little bit though. So I think we're all nicely brushed in. How does it feel on your skin? Good, good. Okay, so have you ever used a jade roller before? No? Okay, so firstly this is both the jade roller and the Gua Sha facial tool. You do get this in different shapes and sizes, but this is a particular shape that I like to use. Now these go perfectly together, so I thought it would be a good idea, as it's your first treatment with us of this kind, that we combine them both. So the jade roller is a wonderful tool, much like the Gua Sha, because it helps with puffiness. Some say it helps to tighten pores, improve circulation, help with the tightness of the skin, and just improve the quality of the skin overall. Now, of course, you have your two different ends. So a smaller end for smaller areas, and of course a larger area here. So I'm only going to work this in a little bit because I really want the Gua Sha tool to do the majority of the work, but we can always apply some more oil. So let's start off then, and I want to just use the smaller portion first, just to start depuffing under the eyes. How does that feel? Yeah? Okay. Perfect. And now I'm just going to do just a little bit in between your brows. Okay, so we just, there we go. And what this is doing, as I mentioned, is it's just helping just with circulation. So that's going to boost the blood flow to the skin, leaving you with a much more radiant complexion. But it's also depuffing, and that's really great in just making the skin look a lot fresher and more awake. So in areas like this and under the eyes where we can look a bit tired, it's really good to have a tool like this. I'm then going to work this portion of the face. This is one of the most, popular places to have fillers done, because that is where the skin just starts to drop, and that often comes from our cheeks actually losing collagen. So sometimes you'll find people decide to have fillers in the cheeks to actually lift these folds, and other times people will have fillers just directly in here. But by doing something like this, which is really simple on a regular basis, then you can definitely start to notice an improvement. And of course, it's not invasive. Good. And it's quite nice because you can pick, your favourite serums or oils or creams to actually work into the skin. Lovely. That's great. It's nice and cool, and again, the actual coolness of the roller itself is actually great for helping to depuff things. So if you do decide to get one of these yourself, we do sell them in the lobby, but if you do decide to get one, just make sure you keep it clean, keep it in, just a nice safe place. Don't want it getting mucky with makeup and things like that, because then you'll be working, all of that dirt into the skin. We don't want that. Okay, so I'm quite happy, I think, to leave it there in terms of the roller. Good. And now I think we can move on to the Gua Sha, but I just want to add a tiny bit more of the oil, just so we can really work that into the skin. Okay, so let's work it in. I'm just going to reapply it to these folds just here. The corners of the mouth can start to drop as well as we age. Just a bit more just there. And I'll add a little bit more to the cheeks. There we go. I'll apply a bit more up here. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, are you ready for your first Gua Sha experience? Perfect. Oh, I'm so sorry, I actually forgot to say, please help yourself too. We've got some green tea there. We've also got some water with some cucumber slices in. You're okay for the moment? Okay, it's there if you need it. It's actually very important, especially after a massage treatment when there's drainage involved. It's really important to keep up with your fluid intake. Yeah, so just when you're, back at home, just have a glass of water, just make sure that you're nice and hydrated. Okay, so let's move on to our tool of the moment, the Gua Sha. Okay, so this tool can actually be used on different areas of the body, not just the face. And as I mentioned, you can get this in lots of different shapes and sizes. But this one I feel is the perfect size for the face. So we can use this edge here to smooth in all of the oils. You then have the different shapes, so you could get into little curves of the skin. So it's a really versatile tool. Okay, so let's get started. Now, this will be a little bit firmer than the roller, okay, because we're applying a little bit more pressure, not a lot. But obviously we have got this surface area. So let's just start just here. How's that for you? Good. So always working in upwards motions. That's very important. Working with the curve of the face, making sure to keep this parallel to the skin. There we go. Just following the line of the face. Absolutely, you should start to see results the first time that you have this done. Your skin, if anything, should feel a lot tighter and fresher, but with time the results are much better. Also, of course, you're getting that product right into the skin, so that means that you're going to be benefiting from everything that product has to offer. So we're focusing on plumping the cheeks. You never want to be digging into the skin if you do try this at home. Obviously there are slight points to this, so you never want to be at an angle like this. Always just going with the skin. So there we go. There we go. Okay. You never really want to work something in more than 10 times really with a tool like this. Okay, so let's move on then to this area. So we're going to work up like so. Okay. Perfect. Just change the angle slightly. And just lastly on this side again. Wonderful. Okay, and now we're going to just simply go up the forehead, okay? So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Around this area just here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Now what I'm going to do is tackle the chin and the jawline. Okay, so we're going to use this to just work along it. Okay, so let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely, and I'm going to work the chin area. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Now I was going to work under the eyes, but I can actually see that the jade roller has done a wonderful work at just depuffing that area already. So because the under eye area is very delicate, I'm not going to go back in there with a tool, okay? But I am just going to finish by just working the neck, and I am going to add some more of the oil. Okay, so let's just add a bit more oil to the neck. Okay, and let's use the tool. Now again, the neck is very, very delicate. It's very fine skin, so just being careful to be aware of that. So again, just gentle, gentle motions. Up to the chin and 10. Okay, let me have a final just feel of the face. Okay, let's check here. Good, I'm just trying to feel a little bit under the surface just to see how we are texture-wise. There's no swelling or lumpiness or reaction. Okay, it's all looking nice and plumped and fresh, which is just what we wanted. Wonderful. Looks nice and smooth up on your forehead. Looks good under the eyes. Look really good. And just turn slightly for me. The other way. Perfect. Got a nice sharp jawline. It's just helped to drain a little bit and just tighten it up, which is really good. Would you like to just take a look in the mirror just there to make sure that you're 100% happy? It is amazing results, and with all my clients, you know, I try to manage their expectations because it can always be different. But something like this, using these tools, is very effective. I think especially your cheek and your under eye area are particularly effective. Oh, no, don't be silly. You are more than welcome. No, it's my job to make people feel better, so I'm really glad you're pleased. Okay then, well that is the end, unfortunately, to today's treatment. But to see best results with this, I would recommend this, if you can, a couple of times a week. 3 times a week, amazing. And if not, if you come back and see me at least once every week, then you should gradually start to see results. Okay, it just needs to be regular. Yeah? Oh, wonderful. Well, I look forward to seeing you again when you're ready. If you'd like to just make your way out to the reception, and Sarah will help book you in. You're very welcome, and I hope you have a wonderfully relaxing evening. Bye-bye then. No, it's fine. You can leave the door. Okay. Good night. Lovely. Really do love doing that treatment. So let's just pop the tools there. I can just go and cleanse those. And also I'll just cleanse the brush next time. But I think it is almost home time. Okay, I'll just go and get